What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to look at the most interesting exotic in the Edge of Fate so far, and I am here to do a review on it. So let's take a look. So this one is the third iteration. It's a scout rifle, and I like what it can do. This is after the nerf. When Edge of Fate launched, the gun was extremely overpowered. It was overpowering PvE, getting through the story, and also the little time I was able to use this weapon in PvP, it was pretty powerful. But guys, look at this gun. Just take a good look at it. I'm gonna spin the weapon around for you. Doesn't this weapon remind you of another weapon in Destiny? Just think real hard. What weapon does this gun remind you of? Just think real hard. Destiny 1, Titans used this gun, Hunter used this gun, Warlocks used this gun. It eventually became really overpowered and they had to nerf it. Take a wild guess. Just look at the aesthetic of the weapon. Doesn't this weapon look like a reskin? Because to me, it does. The third iteration, the Scout Rifle, looks like a reskin. So if you haven't figured it out just yet, the reskin of this weapon is Universal Remote. This is Universal Remote made into a Scout Rifle. Period. Even the scope, let's go back out here. Even the scope. The scope looks like Universal Remote. Look at this. Look at this scope. I'm just panning around so you can see it. Look how it fires. It fires almost in the same style as Universal Remote. Almost in the same reload style as Universal Remote. Just look at it. And me personally, in the forums, I have asked for Universal Remote to return because I think it'd be pretty good if it had a perk like extended range while aiming down sights where it takes away your, radar. That would be pretty cool. Really cool. A clean sight, the triangular sight. And also, there are some weapons that look like Universal Remote. I know the Crucible shotgun looks sort of like Universal Remote in some ways. But this gun here, guys, the third iteration, the Scout Rifle, the Void Scout Rifle, looks just like a reskin. It looks just like Universal Remote. If the scope was moved up right here, can you imagine the barrel right here in the front? The grip on the bottom right here looks sort of similar. They are very, very clever. Or did they not intend for this to happen? Now, as you can see, even the new Trials of Osiris weapon, Trials of Osiris are out. Uriel's gift, that auto rifle looks just like the new Trials of Osiris rifles. So my thing is why are they putting in so much time and energy into the light level, into Edge of Fate? Yes, we have some weapons that are new that look different. Yes, hallelujah, some of them are not reskins. But this is sad in my opinion. We could have just brought back Universal Remote, changed this design and added it into the game. These simple ideas, it seems like Bungie are running away from the simplicity of just being a simple, original idea. Get some ideas from the community. You're using ideas that separate the community. And this is one of them right here. Cool weapon, looks cool, but it's basically a scout rifle. A Universal Remote shotgun is turned into a scout rifle. Even the same color patterns. If you go back to Destiny 1 and look, you'll see, okay, yeah, I think you're right. Even how it fires. Let's shoot it again. Even how it fires. So let's look at the perks of this gun. The third iteration. Small bore, increased range and stability, not bad. Modified heatsink. Battery slowly recharges over time when the weapon is stowed or not being fired. Square press to vent the core, greatly increasing the speed at which the battery recharges. That's the ammo in the weapon. That's the ammo in the weapon, which is a pretty cool visual mechanic, I would have to say. Um, Augmentation rounds. I know I'm not saying that right. Forgive me. It says aiming down sights for a short period without firing compresses the spread into a single high density projectile. Damaging a target with this shot makes a mark stem. So basically, if you remember universal remote, if you're aiming down sights, it's going to give you that increased range. Correct me if I'm wrong, but universal remote, when you did that, you got that increased range, and you had to aim down sights with the gun. So if you look at the perks here and look how the weapon behaves, it's basically a universal remote shotgun reskin turned into a scout rifle. Um, Now it does have a trilinear mass driver. That's the intrinsic perk right here. It says fires a spread of void energy projectiles, aiming down sights, narrows the spread. So this could have been universal remote right here. This could have been it. But they gave us a scout rifle. I guess the reason why they did this because one of the overload or champion mods have scout rifles and pulse rifles here. I'm not sure. I'm not inside of Bungie. I don't know. Then we have another scout rifle artifact perk right here too. Rapid precision rifling right here. So that may have something to do with it, but it would have been nice if we could have got this and universal remote. That would have been nice. A double whammy. Hey, you get this scout rifle, and then later in the game, you play a small quest to get the universal remote. They could have easily introduced that back into the game with haste. Really don't understand the thinking on that. But at the same time, guys, this is basically universal remote in a scout rifle. I don't know if you guys watch any streamers. You know, my channel is very small. I only have 10 subscribers, but at the same time, you know, being a veteran of this game and playing this game for so long, I noticed it immediately when I acquired the weapon. It's like, oh yeah, this looks just like universal remote. Anybody notice? You know? So basically, guys, this is my review of this weapon. So far, I got 104 kills. My light level is very low. Don't come down on me. But basically, I've been playing this new part of the game, and in previous seasons and previous expansions, my light level has actually increased way higher than what this is. And I haven't fully played through the whole story yet, guys, because of so many glitches and contacting Destiny servers all the time towards the end of each legendary mission within the campaign. So I said, hey, I'm going to take a break from the story and just play the game. Um, so basically, here, the third iteration is my short review of this gun. I know a lot of people are still enjoying this gun, overload champions and stuff like that, PvP and PvE. I'm mostly a PvP player, so it hasn't done too much justice for me. But when it was turned up a little bit before it was nerfed, yes, I used it a few times. And like, hey, yeah, this is actually something I can use and take down enemies with the constant lag of Destiny PvP and the peer-to-peer connection that favors the worst connection in the match and makes that connection of that player who has the worst internet connection a basically god in PvP running over everyone when they just have a bad connection, and the game favors that. So it's not a rant. It's just Bungie could do better. We know that they can do better. Everyone knows that. They just don't want to. But the third iteration, guys, tell me what you think below. Comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and we will see you on the next one. My name is Dara Yasul. I'm your Crucible Quartermaster, and this is a gun that I would recommend in PvE only. PvE only. It is not that great in PvP. Until the next time, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Help us out, help us grow. We will see you Starside.